Kaisa is open, Brom is open too if they want to pick that up, but they're gonna stick with the Kaisa and Gragas pickup. For now, Mimu, they could get a jungler. Lee Sin is open. Kha'Zix and Rengar got banned, so it looks like that will go over to XDXP and a Renekton to B.
Renekton once again, we haven't seen it in this day because in the first series, it wasn't really getting picked up even if it wasn't banned. So Renekton being picked by MIRM0000 Esports states to me that they want to go for an aggressive type of playstyle in the Baron lane. Now Leonite Esports having this consideration, they're gonna go for the Janna to have that disengage potential against a Renekton hyper aggression, Lee Sin, and Galio in this game number 1.
Are they gonna run their double ADC? Looks like they will. Okay, you have Kaisa at the dragon lane. Now you're gonna have Corki at the mid lane. Nimrod, well, Ari is open if they want to pick that up. Ariana is up for grabs too. Ezreal is gonna be their ADC. That could most probably be a Galio mid or Galio support. Let's see who will be the last picks, just so we can get the roles in check. Okay,
Lux.
they also picked up a Lux, which is a flex pick. But to be fair, most of our teams use her as a support nowadays.
Right, and I think Lux is not the greatest champion in this meta, but considering you have the Kaisa and Corki rather for Leonite Esports, has a lot of potential to bring them down with the root, the light binding. And if it does connect onto these sort of hyper carries for Leonite Esports, they're not gonna have a great time because you have a lot of engages, you have a lot of burst damage potential from Esports to bring down these ADCs.
Hey, Infinity, that is going to be a Diana at the Baron lane. We haven't seen, I don't think we've seen that so far in fall season, but then Diana will be up against Renekton. I guess this kind of makes sense because the stuns will be a little bit harder to land, and most of the time, Lee Sin will have to keep on taking peeks at the Baron. The moment Diana snowballs, it's going to be a huge problem. But what are your thoughts so far for this draft?
Right, I want to talk about the same champion, Diana. You talked about Diana a while ago, but what I think, because you have that dual marksman composition, you have that double ADC, they need sort of an AP champion to alleviate the balance, right? Gragas can act as a AP champion, but considering they don't have any tank, I think Gragas would now be preferable to go to a tank build instead. So Diana being there means that Leonite Esports' draft is not that monotonic.
That is true. So, all right, we're jumping into game number 1. Again, this is MIRM0000 Esports versus Leonite Esports. To the viewers that just tuned in, welcome to the Sea Icon Series PH. We are just gonna give this game a start, but still there's few pokes here and there. Looks like that is gonna be Diana. At the mid lane, you have Gragas at the side as well. Janna and Kaisa just quiet at the dragon lane. Lux though, saying hi, hello. I'm not. We have yet to check if she got light binding first or Lucian Singularity. Apparently, she got prismatic barrier first. Mirmo being poked to the ground by this Kaisa and this Janna. Because of that, he is just forced to play this one safely under turret. Waves will be pushed out. He'll be able to get the honey fruit, and it's back to farming.
Right, and it's a traditional type of setup wherein Ezreal is there to poke, but Leonite Esports having Yanzu onto Janna, Rowan with a Kaisa, a lot of early aggression, a lot of early pressure that MIRM0000 Esports needs to respect because pre-level 3, pre-level 5, MIRM0000 with the Ezreal is not the greatest. Yes, he can poke, but he doesn't have any escape route after. So I think having this level 3 now, this is where MIRM0000 Esports can shine.
That is true. And you also have got the gun being used by Corki then and there. You mentioned about the early game. XDXP, he just needs to be very aggressive on this Lee Sin. He did get some vision here and there. Not sure if he's gonna dive in, given that it's gonna be the early game, but he does get body slammed by this Gragas. He's being pushed back. No kills yet so far, but Rift Scuttler has been targeted by Leonite Esports. Recalls coming through for this Corki. Renekton will try to duel it out against this Diana, and again looking at the bottom part of the map. The ADCs is just gonna mind their own business, but that is gonna be the Howling Gale connecting. Slows are gonna come through. XDXP being able to get the first blood. Janna being taken down. That is the first kill going over to MIRM0000 Esports. So that's a very good start for XDXP. Again, this is something I mentioned. One of their win conditions is make sure Lee Sin pops off in the early game, just to give some leeway for Ezreal as well as Lux here and there, and they are just constantly pushing in towards the dragon lane just a lot more further. Now we're looking at the mid lane. Galio is gonna hold his ground. B still gonna play this one out safely. He doesn't have Roa just yet. And again, that is going to be against a Corki, which has quite the range, can reposition himself
Hmm?
as well. Howling is going to be popped, but still, no other casualties for both teams.
Right, first blood from Murmur Esports, no trades for Leonite Esports means that they get the sort of early lead. Not that big, but Leonite Esports falling down behind is a little bit of a stretch here. Right now, Diana coming on top against a Renekton is sort of an
Mhm.
interesting thing because this is sort of a duelist champion for a Renekton. For having Josh to battle out is going to be very devastating.
Oop. So like wait, busy to connect, but I don't think he is gonna jump in just yet because you still have the Moonfall available for this Diana. It's gonna be very quiet still, but you have Andy 69 lurking at the sides. XDXP forced to jump back. Diana is still gonna be able to clear out the wave, but at least Mirmo Esports, they just want to focus on getting this early lead. Speaking of getting early leads, one of the ways to get the early lead at this point of the game is to get either the Dragon or the Rip Herald, which both are gonna spawn in 18 seconds.
Right, and having these two certain objectives coming up, I think Murmur Esports and Unite Esports need to think, what do we need to prioritize? Is this going to be a Rift Herald for us to get the Tower First Blood potentially, or even just the pressure against the enemy team? Or rather, can we go for the Ocean Drake to have that sustainability up? Especially if we're looking at the compositions right now. Corky and Kaisa, double marksman for Leonite Esports, so I think they're preferably going for the Ocean Drake. And remember,
Yeah.
esports having this sort of sustainability and tanking composition, you can go for the Rift or get the early lead.
That is going to be the fast connecting.
Right now,
Let's see
Monsoon
how
will give them sustainability, but that's going to be the body slam. Huge lead for Leonite Esports, but remember, Esports getting a kill traded for Leonite Esports is just so massive, so even level playing field. Rift Herald changes up a bit in the next phases to come.
Yes, that was actually a good cast coming in from Andy 69. They were able to get the Rip Herald though, but here at the mid lane, looks like Valkyrie coming through from Corky, and they did summon the Rip Herald at the mid lane.
Right, Leonite Esports has stolen the Rift Herald. Now they're now coming into the mid lane, get the Tower First Blood. Huge lead, Leonite Esports thinking it down, but remember, Esports got the tower as well in top 7 map. So pretty much the trade is there. Now Leonite Esports is getting onto the Ocean Drake while Diana 1v3 in top lane. So that's going to be very devastating. If Josh can survive, this is going to be pretty massive. But no, no, no. Mirma Esports will take it home. An Ocean Drake for a kill.
I think that was worth it because if you can remember, Leonites was able to get a turret earlier on, plus you'll be able to possibly get this turret down at the Dragon lane. They got a handful of kills, and yeah, so for me, it was still in favor of Leonites. At least they were able to take down Josh, maybe, but Leonites, they knew Mirmo is way up at Baron lane, which gave them the decision to, hey, let's just go take Dragon instead of trying to contest or pick a fight.
Yeah, here's the thing. It was mid turret traded for top turret. So even if Leonite Esports is now down behind a little bit of gold, they still have the advantage. Now it's going to be the 4v3 situation, and advantage for Leonite Esports. The final spark will not connect onto anyone. Locks will die down. Leonite Esports will take the kill, and they will take the lead.
Yep, that was a very good route coming through from last for the final part.
Emperor?
Not connect.
Flash 2-man top, that's going to be pretty massive. Leonite Esports will take the trade in. Killer Instinct from row 1 will be massive, and that will force out a barrier flash away for Mermu to still stay survive. And Leonite Esports will get the 2-4-1.
Row still has flash. Now let's see the recalls.
Diana comes for the flank. That's going to be the easy moonfall, but a kill in top of all that. But we have Lee Sin coming up on top. XTXP will go for the Sonic Wave, but this is a 2v3, so number advantage for Leonite Esports, so they don't want to force it away to give more kills for Leonite.
Oh my, that is a lot of fights, and it keeps on happening. So okay, let's take a step back. One of the reasons why Leonites was able to win those skirmishes is because Corky was safe at the backline. On top of that, row 1 was able to preserve the flash so they can just pop him whenever they want if they want to go with the skirmish. Did use barrier though, but still kills not going over to Mimo, and now we have 3 and 5 on the scoreboard 7 minutes in.
Right, and it's a difficult situation right now for Murmur Esports. Right now, they have to adjust to the situation, and now they're pressuring in bot lane. It's gonna be the 4-man roll. They're gonna kill onto Jash. Redemption in. That's gonna be an extra heal. That's gonna be an extra power damage for the Unite Esports to deal with. But Renekton is still gonna be very consistent to deal up damage onto Jash. That's gonna be the one kill. Valkyrie in gives a little bit more space, but XP is a Lee Sin that you don't want to fight against. But Sean will still survive.
He is still alive, and I think that was two
Whoa.
turrets down. Nope, nope. I guess we jinxed it. He got taken down by Galio, but I guess that was one or two turrets in exchange for Leo Knight's esports carries. I don't know about you, but I think that's worth it. I mean, champions are gonna go up again. Turrets will not respawn.
Right. Liana Esports got the tier 2 on top-sided map. Maybe got the kill. Mermo got the 2 trades off though. But as you stated, it's going to be worth it. Leonite Esports is still taking the lead, not giving it to Mermo Esports with 1k gold deficit for Mermo Esports. And right now, with no objectives onto the table, but Leonite Esports and Mermo Esports is just going for the farming stages. But do commend though the information game that Leonite Esports is doing topside quadrant.
Yeah. Let's see if that plan will be pushed through. They could try and pick up kill here down at Dragon. I mean, the prospect is still available. You also have the light binding. Moonfall is
Aura! Moonfall will take the kill down. Emperor didn't have a chance to go for the response, and Mermaid Esports was too late to go back onto the bottom side. So Wura will not have the greatest time. Leonite Esports will get the kill down.
Yeah, and that's a Diana that has Roa this time around. And it just goes to show how much the lead Leo Knights Esports has. And if you're going to notice right now, they're the ones that's more comfortable with rotating. I mean, you have Nearwood the mid lane, but I think Andy 69 will be able to clear the wave out very quickly. They need to stop Jash from actually snowballing. Now, Mountain Jake is really perfect for the men in blue, but looks like both teams, they could go with the Dragon Fighter if Scutter has been secured by this Kai'Sa.
That's gonna be the taunt onto Renekton, onto Gragas. No smite will come through. That's gonna be Leonite Esports going in to try and steal his down. It's gonna be the Gragas with the ultimate. Not gonna get the security kill though. No kills will be done. Only Mermo Esports gets the Mountain Dragon.
If only Corky was earlier in that skirmish, they could have at least taken one kill. But at the very least, no casualties for both teams. They just want to play this one out safely. Triforce already available for Mimu on this Ezreal. Bork already up for Kai'Sa as well. Still waiting on what the other carriers will be able to build. But Gragas, you're right. They want to be this. They want to have rather this very tanky Gragas that can just throw a cast, just have be that very good in a disengager, and then maybe they can proceed with the pickoffs. Because if you're gonna look at the draft for Leonites, it's pretty balanced. You can go with pickoffs, you can go with team fights. For the side of Mirmo, I believe their composition would shine in full on 5v5s. Just make sure Yao Han will be able to land the stuns. Make sure that XP will be able to isolate key targets, or maybe Emperor can knock up tier 4 champions.
Right, a lot of situations, a lot of maybes, a lot of situations that Mermaid Esports needs to check in for them to take back the lead away from Leonite Esports. Because currently, they are at 2k gold deficit. And if they really just have that stagnant deficit, they won't be able to punish Leonite Esports, especially into the late game. Because they have the Lee Sin. And Lee Sin is not the strongest in mid-game late game fights. And they need to utilize this while it is early.
Ooh, Renekton is alone there though.
That's gonna be the 1v1. Roll 1 will deal off a lot of damage. That's gonna be the healing potential. And now, Killer Instinct to fish stall off. Another kill for Leonite Esports. Now the explosive cast going for the flank. That's gonna be the bloody stem to XP, followed up with a Howling Gale. That's gonna be a secure kill for Leonite Esports, as Emperor and Wura is a little bit too late.
Okay, can I just say how crazy that pickoff was? Because they committed 2 ultimates. At the very least, they were able to get 2 kills. And Mirmo, they were not able to actually go with the trade. So this is just Leonites being ahead. And it just goes to show how well the rotations are. MD69 being able to block off the possible exits for XP. And now you have Emperor possibly being boxed in. There is no way though.
And the 69 is there onto the flank, ready to go for the stun, ready to go for the body slam. Here goes the proto belt for Gaio. Emperor will not get away though, and Leonite Esports once again gets the kill, an added bonus onto a turret in the bottom lane.
Man, more goals, more advantages going over to the side, and 12 minutes IERD available for this Kaisa, and as well as our our favorite item already secured for this Kaisa, and apparently this is just gonna help her with the extra damage. Baron is up though. If you're gonna look at the stats right now or at the gold, 2k gold lead in favor of Kaisa just goes to show how comfortable row one is on this guys and how much they were able to just get in the early game, was able to stop Nirmu or Ezreal from snowballing. That is gonna be him forced to pop out with the arc and shift. Face check, hello.
Oh, good kick though. Coming and releasing. That's getting Dragon's Grade. Go for the two-man knockup. Now Galio with the ultimate goes for one more. Diana will fall down. Josh as well is there not to go in. And Redemption will not get the kill onto Kaisa. As Corki will go back away. They're forced to do so because Unite Esports is now at a numbers disadvantage.
That was a 3 champion body slam, man. It was really good. But the problem here is, I'm not sure why Leonites would always exclude Sean. Can you imagine what could have happened if the core keep was there at the side? Are they gonna go steal?
Oh, that's almost done, but he jumps in. They have to pay the cost because they have given another kill for MIRM0000 Esports. So Andy69 will no longer be there. Defend in the next 30 seconds.
Yep, and that is just gonna be the 2 carries making their way down at the Dragon. MIRM0000 Esports, they can still take this to just alleviate the goal that they did miss, but that is going to be a non-contested Cloud Dragon going over to the Unites. At the very least, they have a movement speed boost off fights. Again, Jazz is just alone there at the Dragon lane. Mid lane turret will be taken down from the side of the Unites. They're going to go to pick off.
He has to face 3-man flank from MIRM0000 Esports. Are going in bot lane, making a 4-man roam. Moonfall to just stay survive a little bit longer with a clutch monsoon from Jana. And Andy69 really wants to go for more, but a bloody snap to zone away the enemy team. But now, row 1 is too deep in this fight. That's Galio, Hero's entrance. Go for the knock-up, zone out the enemy team. Lane at Esports will still stay survive. MIRM0000 Esports will be happy a way to zone out the enemy team as well to then go for the tier 2 turret, Dragon Lane.
Yes. All right. So first off, very good runes coming in from Yanzu, but I thought they were gonna go with the skirmish there. MIRM0000 popped his flash just to try and catch row 1. Problem here though, row 1 was able to survive and still has barrier, still has flash. So knowing that there's no flash for the ADC, that could be something that Leonites is gonna hold on to. Also, Rabadon's already available for this Diana. The burst damage is gonna be there. It is gonna be enough now. Josh could maybe try and joining team fights this time around. Corki and Kaisa still together though. You have the Gragas, but you have this 5 champion unit rotating.
Yeah, and they are straight in the line to try and go for the flank. Lynette Esports is ready to react though, as they are still safe back under turret in tier 2 in top side of the map, as XDXP is looking to go for more into the flank. They're ready to go for the fight. Corki is there. Gatling gun will not reach because that is a mid-range skill. And that's just a stalemate for now. Void Signal will not connect.
Yep, looks like Nemo, they're going to focus on turret. Leonite's waiting for an opportunity. Emperor is just getting ready, you know. He wants to connect those taunts. Not sure if he's going to dash in though. At the very least, Leonite's Esports still trying to turtle this one out. 8 and on the scoreboard. Now that is a 1k goal lead in favor of Leonite. Still, you have the Mystic Shot connecting. You also have the Shot Barrage. However, no one is still going to die.
Yeah, no one. Leonites is playing very, very cautiously to really just remove the risk of getting killed by MIRM0000 Esports at this late in the game, because one kill can change everything. Because right now, if you're looking at the difference from a while ago, we talked about how Kaisa has like 2k gold lead onto the same role against MIRM0000 Esports, but with how much MIRM0000 Esports has brought in with a Baron Nashor in those 1 team fights, now they're looking to be very, very even.
Yeah, slowly just, being able to regain the goal that they did not have earlier on. Baron is living 5 seconds. And MIRM0000, they just want to really wait out or at least survive in the early up until mid game and then go crazy at the late game. XDXP was able to hold off the earlier parts of the game, like by Ace Connect.
A good shot though for a CC initial setup, but Mermo Esports still has that respect from Leonite Esports because how much damage did they provide is too much. Sean, Rowan, both ADCs, both marksmen. You also have Josh and Andy69 just there to go for the defensive plays. So Mermo Esports still going for sort of back end plays.
Board Seeker is gonna connect on to the Baron. Let's see if Anderson is gonna go with the face check. He does a barrel, so he can afford to just face check without actually getting damage. I think they're gonna pop there at the mid lane.
Oh, flash body slam, huge initial setup for Andy69. That's gonna be true shot barrage as well to go for the damage out. That's gonna be the monsoon for sustainability, special delivery, and that's gonna be the knockoff down. Murmur going for the stasis headshot because he needs to stay survive, and he will not because he will die to the hands of Leonite Esports. That's gonna be 2 for 3, and Murmur Esports will lose that battle.
All right, so let me just say that I almost forgot about this. It's scary to run if you have a Kaisa and Corki at the enemy area because you know why? They're just gonna keep on chasing after you, which is why Mirmo as well as Lux on Wura on this Lux died. I mean, they tried to go with this engage. They do not have any champion that can push Leonite's esports back. Aside from maybe Theo's entrance, but Emperor got bursted down too. The stun from Renekton, yeah, sure, but that's only single target. So whenever Leonites goes with this plays or actually tries to start with the pickoff, Mirmo, they had no other choice but to accept.
I'm glad that you mentioned it because they're heavily relying on Emperor to go for the AoE CC. XDXP has been a kick, Dragon's Rage, but the enemy team needs to line up for that to work out. And that's just so minute to happen, low probability. So Murma Esports really needs to have that synergy, needs to have that coordination on whether they want to go for all-in team fight or rather not, for them to have their ultimates ready if that's the case.
I feel like Mirmo Esports, I said I think their Jap is going to be strong with the 5v5s, but looking at how Leonites is able to get their footing, maybe they can just opt with the pickups. For now, Emperor actually got spotted out there. Leonites still holding their gun at the mid lane. Kaisa is quite far from the team. Mirmo, they should just wait for Leonites to spread themselves thin and then try to make something happen. But Ezreal is going to have first dibs on this Dragon Galio, making sure that Leonite is going to be zoned out. But vision given for Leonites.
They're persevering to get this Baron Nashor, but that's going to be an explosive count. That's going to be Murmur Esports getting Baron Nashor though. Leonite Esports will try to get a kill. Leonite Esports tries to bring them down. It's not going to be 2 for 2. It's out 3v3. XDXP went in for the Stasis Zenchan. Double kill for Jash, and he will be there. True Shot Barrage will not connect. Low HP though for Yanzu, and he will be added into the kill table for Murmur Esports, and Josh will survive in top side of the map, but considering that Baron Nashor will be there for Murmur Esports, pressure mid lane.
Okay, the damage on this Ezreal is crazy. And the fact that he was just in the back line, that is why he was able to bag those 2 or 3 kills. Right now, the Unites, yeah, they got 4 champions down, so that's 4 Baron buff champions already dead. However, Mirmo will still be able to put the hold onto their base. They could have tried to penetrate the back line of Mirmo Esports. Problem here was Ezreal was well protected. You saw the moonfall coming out from Diana. Ezreal was able to arcane shift his way into safety and just hit some missile shots here and there. Also pop out with the 2-shot barrage. So Mirmo, slowly but surely, they're being able to meet their win conditions, and it's just giving Leonite Esports a lot more difficult time. So my only solution here is take out Ezreal first if you can catch him, because the problem here is you have a lot of single target CCs.
Good light biting, connecting onto 2. That's gonna be Stasis, forced away by Sean. Special delivery out of the question as well. Leonite Esports will take 1 kill though. Jungle will not be available for Murmo Esports, so Leonite Esports has the advantage when it comes to the numbers.
Ooh, 4 and 5. That is 41 seconds of no Lee Sin in the map for Mirmo Esports, but they're still gonna give this dragon a go. Really? No? Okay, that's a good call. They could just try to shut the waves, because looking at the battle lane, the wave is in favor of Leonites.
Josh, 3-man Moonfall, but he will die instead. The United Esports will lose 1 member, so now it's going to be pretty even when it comes to the 4v4 situation. True Shot Barrage will connect onto 3, a lot of damage coming through, and they're just happy to zone them away and get that trade off happen.
right after Galio popped in with the hero's entrance, he was forced to go back. So in those 8 or 9 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds that Nirmo tried to hold off, it was unfortunate because there was no taunt in that fight. Could have meant a lot solely because you have Yan to the front line. You can basically taunt Galio if you can basically taunt Gragas if you want to, and maybe catch Ro off guard. So it's just all these micros that made things possible for the United survive. Light Binding is gonna connect again, but just a few pokes here and there. They are waiting for XDXP to pull the trigger. But Leon Knight's still gonna be the sneaky team. How long you're not gonna connect? You have the heals, you have the redemption coming through.
Explosive Cash gonna be pretty massive. That's gonna be the time to follow up. That's the final spark to deal up damage, but gonna miss down. Monsoon to sustain himself. The United Esports will now get the advantage with 2 kills against MIRM0000 Esports. Moonfall will not connect, but the damage is still connecting. That's gonna be killer instinct from Kaisa. Gets another 1 kill. XDXB will fall down. MIRM0000, the only one remaining. Can they come in clutch? No, they will not. And Leonite Esports is now looking for the finish as they go straight into the top side of the map to come into the base and finish the game.
They were not able to shove the wave. Leon Knights Esports, they have a fresh wave of minions coming through. Right after getting that ace, they will be able to bag game number 1. And again,